So, since I made my first video about real estate in March of this year, it seems like a lot has happened, but I'm not going to go over and give you an update about that. I'm not going to use up your time watching this for that. I'm going to give you my personal insights. You should be able to Google up anything new that's happened in real estate in our area for the past like 6 months or so. So today, people are wondering when the next crash is actually going to happen. Not just a stabilization of prices or a slight downturn in prices, but I'm talking about a full-on crash, like well beyond 20% drop for all of the Greater Vancouver area, Metro Vancouver, whatever you want to call it. So let's go over what a crash in a market actually is first. A crash happens when you have people that have an asset and they're willing to sell it in volume, and they're willing to sell it at a discount at that. And on the other side of the equation, where there would be demand, people are either unable or unwilling to commit to purchases at existing prices, and they're not willing to commit to a full purchase until it reaches a certain level. And frankly, momentum ends up kicking in, and then people don't really want to commit to a price because they just keep wanting to see how low it will go. So it ends up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. But anyway, you're obviously wondering then if the market as it stands today supports that type of scenario. The three factors that I mentioned originally back in March, they were the government support, you had local demand sentiment, which was split in two branches, the willingness and ability to purchase, and you also had outside capital influence. Now, among these three factors, in my opinion, the most vulnerable to change is government support. The truth of the matter is, as it stands today, our economy is still highly tied to the real estate industry, either through direct jobs, related jobs that are connected to real estate in some way, people's individual savings for retirement. You know how people will pump all their money into the real estate to pay off the debt, so now they have this nest egg within their home that they draw from, or maybe they sell and move over to a condo one day and then support their own retirement, etc. So if real estate was truly badly hit and crashed and was going through a permanent paradigm shift, the government would end up coming in to try to support the market again. They know this, they know how tied we are to real estate, and they don't want that to happen, especially since a lot of them might have their own savings directly tied to real estate as well, which is quite likely in this case. So what can you do? I mean, if you have a government that will support the market themselves, how on earth do you have a sustained market crash? One way, you need to have an external force or external forces that the government cannot control that impacts our market. Now, there's two key things that I look at, but I don't want to make this video too long, and if people care enough, I'll make a video about it. I mean, really, send me a message or something if you really care about it, but in my opinion, that's what it's going to take. Like, I mean, if we just leave things as they are right now, yes, you'll have price stability, maybe relative decline in prices in certain areas, like West Van, for instance, but if we're talking about an overall drop in prices where it gets to the point where it's crashing, I can't really depend on the government making a mistake and actually letting that happen. We're just way too tied to the economy to let it happen that way, not to mention the property tax impact that it would have. Anyway, that's about it. Again, please do message me if you do want me to go over what I believe the key external factors are that would actually lead to a full-on crash. So I think that's it. Okay, thank you. Bye now.